Hi, welcome to Hiking with Kevin. I'm Kevin, and I'm hiking, so all of this makes sense so far. I guess you could call it hiking. Most of this trail is paved for the fire trucks to get up in case there's a fire. It's called a fire road, I guess. But can you still call it hiking if it's on pavement? I think so, because it's an incline. That's hiking. We'll call it hiking. I'm excited about my guest today. I've known him back in the 1900s. He was a new writer on Saturday Night Live, fresh out of Harvard, very funny. We became good buddies, and Lord knows I've done his talk show many times as a guest, so he owes me big time. So thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe, and please don't forget to push the notification button so you guys don't miss anything. You stay current on it all. Thanks for being here. Let's go for a hike with my good buddy, Conan O'Brien. Why do you have so much hate? Let go of the stick. I'm controlling the stick. Let go of the stick. And don't hate me for that. But no, you seem to have a lot of hate for people. And yet you're a talk show host.
Well, what do you mean, and yet? It's why I'm a talk show host. You think Carson was a bucket of laughs off camera, or David Letterman? There's a lot of
talk show hosts that are curmudgeons.
Yeah.
And that are not happy about life. Would you say you're one of those?
No, I think I
A little louder,
struggle.
please.
I know.
Okay.
Are we in court now? Address the court, please.
I like the Huckleberry Finn look.
You like this? I like a hat because you can do shtick with it. Like, I can ask a bank manager for a loan. I can hold it like this. And I can do this with the brim. And I can say,
humble.
This is me, humble. You know what I mean?
You dread having to get up every morning?
No, I don't dread getting up. There have been periods in my life when I did dread getting up.
When was that?
Whole chunks of my life. I was a nervous, anxious person. Anxiety runs in my family.
Yes, you are anxious. I remember that now.
And
you do that little finger thing.
Yeah, I would grind my fingers together. And
do you have to wear a finger guard at night?
If you're gonna make jokes when we're breaking through to real therapy, then maybe you'd be a terrible therapist. Because you'd start to have a breakthrough. You start to have a breakthrough with your patient, and then you'd be like, oh yeah, so you probably have a falcon, huh? You have hey, what if the falcon wore a miner's helmet? And you do a 10-minute riff, and the person would be making a noose in the background. Anxiety runs in my family. That's just a fact. Extreme anxiety, and it's familial. It's genetic, and when I was at SNL...
That's where I know you from.
Yeah.
You were a writer on SNL.
Okay, see? Almost at a breakthrough. Almost at a huge breakthrough.
No, go ahead.
And Giggles over here has to break in. So, hey.
When you were at SNL, you were very anxious.
Yeah. I was anxious all the time. I never thought that I was doing well enough.
I never knew that. I thought you were very confident and secure.
I was always saying, I don't think I can do this anymore. I shouldn't do this. I wasn't cut out for this. I got to stop. I've been saying that through huge swaths of my career. I've been saying I shouldn't be doing this and I should quit,
How intense was that though when you got your talk show? I mean, did you believe in yourself that you could do it?
I have healthy amount of doubt. I have too much doubt. I wouldn't say it's healthy. I always have a lot of self-doubt, but at my very core, there's this tiny little seed of pure confidence. And I'm not kidding. It's sometimes hard for me to find that little seed of self-confidence, but it's there, and it's always gotten me through things that I had to get through.
I think that little spark of confidence, though, is ignited by your competitiveness, because I think you're a competitive person. True?
I probably am about certain things. I'm not competitive if I'm playing one-on-one basketball with you. I'm not going to be that competitive.
Because you know you're not going to win. True?
I wish I had my own camera. I wish I had a reaction shot camera that could just cut into that.
You like the close-ups, don't you?
I like the close-ups.
What were you like growing up as a kid? Nerdy?
I was nerdy. Why would you lead off with that?
Studious?
Why did you put that out there?
I meant studious.
I took things very... It's funny, because I was funny with my friends.
Yeah,
but
same.
I was very focused, and I took things to heart, and very determined, and worried a lot.
Having red hair growing up, did that make you insecure?
Yes. And I hated the way I looked. I hated having...
Still?
Why do you do it? Why do you do it?
I'm just trying to get through this wall that you put up.
I didn't put up a wall. I agreed to meet with you.
I
agreed to meet with you for just a friendly walk, and then it turned into this web series.
I knew this would happen.
Yeah, it didn't. You know, I thought, oh, finally, Kevin's going to connect with me as a human being, and you've got a non-union camera. I hated having red hair, and I had very pronounced freckles, and I had my 2 front teeth were dead because I fell in the driveway, and the teeth wouldn't fall out, so they were just gray and dead. So it was a freak show. I was very unhappy. Well, I got tall very late. I was a late bloomer. I stopped growing when I was about 44. And pretty funny quip, huh?
You know the problem with stopping growing at 44?
What?
There's no hand-me-downs at that age.
Well, they are, but you're just taking clothes off a dead man. I'm long in the leg. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, you are. You're all
I'm 95% leg, and then I have the torso of a 4-year-old girl. It's in the trunk of my car if you want to see it. I bet a lot of people don't do jokes on this. They just, you know.
Have you ever killed anyone?
I have, yeah.
Why is it that dark humor is so appealing to some people? Is it more of a shock value thing?
I think. I love to think about all I do with my writers all day long.
So you do have writers?
Yeah, I don't use them.
Okay.
They're there. I just like people around me so that I can show them what real funny is. And I pay them very well.
Yeah.
But let's get around this metal thing.
What do you like the most about being a talk show host?
I like that I stick with the question I ask and don't move on to another one.
Is that true?
Right away. You just had a good question, and you couldn't handle that there was a 2-second pause when we went through a yellow barrier, and you flipped ahead to another one.
No, the truth is, I had no faith in you with the answer.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. What was the question? Dark humor? What was the question?
Yeah. I mean, why do people enjoy dark humor so much?
I was telling you before you interrupted me, ironically, to ask about the rules of being a good talk show host. Is that I have writers that all I do with them all day long is riff on things that I could never say or do.
You okay? You want to slow down a little bit?
I'm good, actually. I worry about you.
Heavy.
No, I'm breathing fine. You've stopped twice because blood was coming out your ears. Yeah, I know you're carrying
I'm carrying the camera stick.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not carrying anything except
I'm carrying
BS.
Comedically, I'm carrying you.
Zing.
Down goes the SS Nealon.
No, so it is.
It's cathartic. It's cathartic to talk about things that. And
by the way, no more big words on this hike.
No problem. Makes feel good. Makes feel good. Talk about things that are bad.
Do you have to wear a lot of sunblock?
Yes.
Do you have any on now?
I do.
Did you ever have a really bad sunburn where you thought?
Yes.
Maybe...
Camp. I was probably in 5th grade. I got sent to a camp, and I sent to a camp. Sounds like I was interned.
Yeah.
But and this was back when people didn't know much about sunblock. This is the 1970s, and I was wearing shorts, and they put me in an aluminum canoe, and I canoed for 3 days in an aluminum canoe, and the sun hit off the sides of the canoe, I'm not kidding, and just baked my legs as if I were in a microwave oven for 3 days with no sunblock. And at the end of the trip, I went to get out of the canoe and I couldn't stand. I couldn't stand up. And they took me out and my legs bubbled, not kidding, and I had 2nd-degree burns all along my legs, and the skin bubbled up, and then I remembered it dying, and it peeled off in sheets.
What would it take for you to stop doing your talk show?
I think if they piled stones on top of me.
I'm asking you this as a personal question. What do you like the most about being a talk show host?
The moments when things go off the rails. I really love...
Spontaneity.
Spontaneity, thank you.
I said no big words, and then I threw one out there, and I apologize.
If you think spontaneity is a big word, you got a problem. But anyway...
What does problem mean?
I'll talk to you later.
When you send somebody a text, do you use emojis often?
I don't. I don't like emojis.
You don't? That's what I thought. I thought Conan doesn't seem like an emoji guy.
I'm not an emoji guy.
Why not? You say it all in the sentence.
You know what it is? It's borrowed creativity. I like to try and be creative. And so by saying something interesting or funny, but when you use an emoji, you're borrowing someone else's creativity. It's pre-made. It's prefab.
Well, isn't the language pre-made?
No, you can dice and slice the language, but when there are 7 smiley faces to choose from and one's wearing a fez, I wouldn't say that that's a great latitude in creative expression. Yeah, when you get a text that says, I waited 40 minutes for you and you never showed, I guess you forgot, you don't then need this face. Oh, I don't need that. Do you? I'm adding a little shtick to this. This business of people just chatting, that's not the future. You need shtick.
How long do you think it would take for someone to stop us if we started building a house right on the hillside right here, right now?
I would say I think we could go 6 weeks into construction.
Really?
Yeah.
Before somebody, who would be the first one to come up and tell us?
I think someone would mention something to someone else, and then that would make its way to somebody who works at LA County, and then they would come out here.
Do you think it would make a difference that it was you and
Yes,
me
that would buy us
building it?
more time.
Yeah.
That would buy us more time.
Because to anybody that started building it would take maybe 2 days before they have to take it down.
They would say, look, Conan O'Brien, Kevin Nealon, they must have the permits. They must.
Yeah.
They're, these are known quantities in the community.
Yeah. And do you think if the guy came up, let's say it's a deputy or a deputy sheriff,
Yeah.
that's kind of redundant, but would he first of all say, hey, I'm a big fan of yours, Kevin, and then, but you guys can't build here?
I think the first thing he'd say is, hey, Conan, big fan
Of Kevin's.
of Kevin's.
Yeah.
And
But you really can't build here.
you
right?
can't build here, and I'd say, hey, guy, because that's the friendly thing I do.
Yeah.
Hey, guy, you look like someone who likes lobsters. You want some lobsters?
Oh, so you kind of bribe him a little bit.
Yeah. All cops like lobster.
And I
Excited to
like
get it.
bribes too.
Yeah, and so we'd get the guy some lobsters. Once you get the foundation in, they have a hard time stopping you from completing the project.
It is hard, because you come up here at night and build
Yeah, sure.
with flashlights.
Yeah.
You were a writer on The Simpsons.
Yes.
How was that?
Well, great.
A lot of funny guys wrote on that show, and gals, right?
Yeah. If you ask a question, you gotta let the person answer. One of the best writing rooms you can imagine.
Cream of the crop writers.
Yeah, and I was
That
nervous
sensibility.
when I got on that show. I didn't know that I would. I was nervous about measuring up.
Yeah.
Sorry about these.
Sorry about that
behind us.
noise behind us. Let's wait
Yeah.
here and see.
Now let's just wait, and we'll sit here beneath the mangrove tree. But and you know what? It's interesting. You know you have a bad show when I'm more interested in their conversation than in ours.
Well, let's catch up, though. Come on.
They were talking about their plans for Thanksgiving.
That's because you're nosy. You're nosy. I want to thank my guest, Conan O'Brien, for being on the show. Bye, Conan. Boy, he is so successful. He's got his own helicopter. Thanks for watching, you guys. Thanks for coming on the hike with me. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Kevin Nealon Comedy. And push that notification button, too, so we'll all be in sync. All right, I'm going to go home and catch my breath now. I don't know what you're going to do, but that's your business.